Hi,
Hi,
loves!
loves.
Happy Three Things Thursday. I have my gorgeous silver, sexy silver fox
Silver. Well, I'm going to go that way. Silver.
here tonight for Three Things Thursday. We actually just got a call ourselves with Dan's also a wealth mentor in the business we also partner with, which is Flourishing Leaders or Flourishing Life Coaching. You may know them as. So I thought, hey, let's have you come in and educate my beautiful tribe here about things to consider when building wealth. And of course, we're barely scratching the surface, but we really want to provide you at least a start point. And if you want to dive in deeper, stay tuned. I got something special for you guys. Okay, 2 days, 2 days. So excited. If you didn't see the announcement, I turned 40 on August 7th. I'm so
2 days.
excited. I've really been waiting for so long to like actually turn 40. Hi, who's here? Say hello. And of course, if you're on the replay, please type in replay. And I know age is kind of like a thing for many people, but I actually love aging and I love embracing the aging process.
For a couple of months already, she's been saying, I feel 40 already. So,
No, you mean a couple of years. I'm
for,
already like planning. He's like, it's not for another couple of years,
yeah,
honey.
2.5 years ago, she was
I'm
thinking,
like,
what should I do for
I
my
know.
40th birthday?
So I'm so
True
excited. You
story.
guys will have to stay tuned, follow me on social to see what I'm up to. It's like a whole weekend thing. But I also have a month-long special to celebrate. So stay tuned. I'm so excited. I love surprises. Okay, so why don't I'm gonna get you a takeover, babe,
Sure.
and share what are some practical ways that people can start build. First of all, defining wealth, and then what are
Yeah.
some practical ways that they can start to really look at.
Well, that's exactly it. It's understanding what wealth is. Because a lot of people think that wealth is just investing and making as much money as possible. But wealth actually encompasses more of a holistic approach. So, what I mean by that is, shift that over there a bit, is that you want to make sure you secure your retirement, you eliminate your debts, and you minimize your taxes. So, those are kind of three big themes that we look
Mm-hmm.
at. And there's a whole swath of individual practical strategies that we would look at depending on everyone's situation.
I didn't properly introduce you. I did in the texting of the
Okay.
status, but Dan is a certified financial planner. He's also a registered retirement specialist. Sounds
Consultant.
so sexy.
Yeah.
And
Retirement is exciting. It
you've been
is.
in the
Yeah.
industry for
I just had my 14th anniversary.
yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
when we were speaking on this wealth session with the other tribe members, we are not too afraid. We are not afraid to admit that we are millionaires. And we don't just say this shit and not live it. Okay. You guys know I have integrity. I never tell you something and then not do it myself. So we have built our wealth and we didn't come from
We didn't have this money
money.
handed to us.
Okay, I'm not a rich Asian that was born into like money, so that's not my story. And if you guys listen to our Pleasure in the Bedroom and Bank YouTube episodes or podcast episodes, is on YouTube. If you haven't liked my YouTube and subscribed to my YouTube page, please go do that. Rosalind Fung. But we go into detail about our stories and our upbringing, and it's pretty fascinating. I'll leave you with this. His parents, what I say?
Former nun and a former priest.
All right, so there's a teaser. And so, yeah, so this is where we're coming from. Okay, so the money that I make, of course, I'm going to house them. You guys hear me talk about make sure you have home for the money that you bring in because you want to understand how your money can work smarter rather
Mm-hmm.
than you work harder. Okay, and so that's why if I didn't have a financial planner as a husband, I would absolutely have a financial planner because we don't grow up learning about this stuff.
We learn
Okay.
about algorithms and
Hourly.
how to solve complex math equations, but not on the
Right.
practical
I kind
aspects.
of, if
Yeah.
you ask me to do a grade 5 test, I probably couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
But Dan is certified across Canada with IG Wealth.
Yeah, so I mean, one of the practical things, and Rosalind mentioned it, that you have to understand. That's the key word,
Mm-hmm.
understanding all the tools that are available to you. So
Mm-hmm.
one of the financial planning tools that I think people misunderstand the most is the tax-free savings account. So in terms of a practical strategy, why I like it so much is because of its flexibility. You can use the TFSA for emergencies, opportunities. You can go on vacations. You can pay off your buy a new car with it. You don't have to worry about tax implications, fees, whatever the case is. So because of the flexibility, the TFSA is an incredible tool. So one of the ways that I share with my clients how to use it most effectively is in debt elimination. You're saying, well,
Not sexy.
yeah,
But
but how
the
how
concept
does an
is.
investment account help you eliminate your debts? Well, if you have a mortgage in place, then you probably know that interest rates are anywhere from 1.3 to 2.5% right now, depending on the type of mortgage you get. That's dirt cheap from a historical perspective. It's the cheapest place that you can borrow money from.
Mm-hmm.
So when clients tell me, I want to pay off my mortgage ASA freaking P, right? And they say, well, I've got an extra $500 a month, $1,000 a month. I'm just going to throw it against my mortgage. I'm saying, well, why would you do that? That's not an effective use of your money because you're only saving your 1.3, 1.9, 2.5%, whatever the case is. So instead, I would say take this money, invest it into your tax-free savings account. Because even a conservative, safe type of investment in the long term should definitely do better than 3, 4, 5%, right? So your money is working much more effectively for you over the long period of time. So you keep on contributing into your TFSA over a long period of time, and you put the minimum amount against your mortgage. Because if your TFSA is growing at even 3%, 5%, or 10%, which a lot of investments have grown at 10% so far this year already. We're only 7 months into the year. If your money is growing at a rate that is double, triple, or quadruple what your mortgage is costing you, that's a more effective use of your money. At one point in the future, you'll have enough in your TFSA to be able to kill off your mortgage in one shot and then be mortgage free.
No, that sounds sexy.
That is sexy, right? That being said, we have enough in our TFSAs to be able to kill off our mortgage, but we're not doing it. Why?
What?
Yeah, why?
Why?
Because if our investments are growing at 10% and our mortgage is costing us 1.35%, why would I be in a hurry to pay that off? Right? So it's continuing to use your money in the most effective method.
Yeah.
Now, this strategy doesn't work for everyone. It's people who are fine with a little bit of volatility on their investments. And definitely COVID, March of last year, there was a bit of volatility. But even last year, almost every investment ended up in the positive if you just stuck with the plan. And so far this year, it's another positive year too. So as long as you're willing to ride out a bit of the roller coaster, it's definitely a more effective use of your money in the long term. So that's one practical strategy.
Okay, awesome. Did you want to share another one?
Okay. Also with the TFSA, let's say you don't have a mortgage, and you say, "Well, I want to get to retirement ASA freaking P." Most people would say, "Well, I'll put my money into my RSP, get a tax refund, blah blah blah." I would say, don't do that quite yet. I would say put more money into your TFSA once again, and then in January or February of the year, flip it over to your RSP. Now, why would we do that? Well, there's two reasons. One is because money put into your RRSP is taxable from the second you put it in there. Whereas money you put into your TFSA is tax-free from the second you put it in there. So if you're putting money into your TFSA over the course of the year, it's growing tax-free. You can then flip that money to your RSP later, when it's presumably is going to be higher, and you get more tax-free growth on that money, saving $100, $500 in taxes, whatever the case is. Reason number two is once again because of the flexibility. If you need money for another purpose, to give to your family, fix your roof, buy a car, for an emergency, go on a vacation, whatever the case is, then at least you have the money in your TFSA, right? It's flexible, it's there for you to use whenever you want. So the TFSA is the most misunderstood, misutilized financial planning tool. I help teach people how to use it properly depending on what their goals are.
Mm-hmm. Does it cost anything to see a financial planner?
Costs a bit of time and $0 to meet with a financial planner.
Okay. So I think a lot of people don't know that. So
Mhm.
to meet with a financial planner, it's free. Okay.
Right.
And you were actually, that was one of the questions that was asked, and I loved your answer. Do you remember what it was?
I do not remember my answer.
Basically, you were happy to sit down
Oh,
with
yeah.
people and blah, blah,
Because
blah.
everyone's situation is different. Your situation is different than ours, different than your neighbor's, different than anyone else's. So there's no cookie cutter solution. And your financial plan will be based on your goals. So yes, it is free to meet with a financial planner. I would highly, highly, highly recommend you meet with a certified financial planner.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of companies and a lot of individuals out there who call themselves financial planners, but they're really financial product salespeople, which is very different. A financial planner will look at your holistic plan, not try and sell you some sort of investment that may not be in your best interest. So
So that's really important.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And at the end of the day, it really is just like when I get on discovery calls with people, you know, we are coming from a place of service and not attachment. So like if we can help you out by saying, you know what, not the best fit, or like here's a referral, awesome, right? So Dan is the same way.
Yeah, my goal when I meet with people is to find them tangible solutions that help them either make their investments more effective, pay less in tax, whatever the case is, as long as they reach their goals. Now, if I run into somebody and I say, you've got an ideal financial plan, there's nothing of value that I can give to you, then I say, congrats on that. We shake hands or bump elbows in this COVID world and call it a day. At least you have the reassurance that you're doing things right.
Yes, beautiful, awesome. Is there anything else you want to share with our audience here?
I think one of the things that a lot of people walk away with after they meet with me, for sure, is they feel confident and they don't feel that money is this big onerous thing and that it's overwhelming. Because as long as you have the right tools and you're utilizing them properly, people feel a lot more confident about their financial future.
Yes. So. And anyone have any questions while we're still here? You can also on the replay pop in your questions and Dan can come in and answer any of those. So Dan is certified across Canada. If you live in Canada, you know, reach out. And Laura Lee, I think, yeah, you're in BC, right, love? But we're coming your way. Yeah, we're coming your way in less than 3 weeks. So we'll be in BC in 3 weeks, so very excited. British Columbia.
Even though I'm based in BC, like I say, I work with clients all across Canada. I've got clients in Nova Scotia, Newfoundland, Ontario, Saskatchewan, BC, and Alberta, of course. Yep. Okay. So I'm definitely happy to chat with anyone. Yeah,
beautiful. So reading this out loud, Laura Lee says, I owe so much good info. Yay! I'm so glad. Dan loves geeking out on RSPs, TFSAs, and I'm just like...
And insurance, too. Insurance excites me. Yeah.
And you started in the insurance industry.
Yeah, I started doing commercial insurance, but I'm talking about life insurance, disability. I get excited about it. It's not boring. It's fun.
He makes it fun. He makes it fun. So... Also, you know, like I think it's a really important. Sorry, I'm totally. Let me finish what Laura Lee said. I have both RRSP and TFSA. All I know is I take money out of TFSA and it magically returns.
Yeah, so I mean, the RSP and the TFSA are effectively opposites. They're both good for certain purposes, but you want to make sure that you have the optimal mix depending on your situation and depending on what your goal is. So definitely, I'm more than happy to meet with you and chat about your situation and at least, you know, point you in the right direction.
Absolutely. Hi, Taryn. Good to see you here, love. Yeah, I think that's awesome. So if you guys feel called, just reach out to me and I can connect you with Dan. I think I just even tags Dan here so you can send him a PM. Just let him know so he looks in his other inbox. Is there anything else that we can share?
Well, I think that's quite a bit for the first for this one. But if you want me back to talk about education planning or how fun insurance is, I can certainly do that. So hopefully my wife will invite me back at some point here.
Yeah. Okay. Clearly, pleasure in the bedroom and bed isn't that boring. So. We make it exciting. Okay, thank you, my loves. I know that this is a big topic. It was a little bit different today, and I love bringing him down. It's so much fun. And I'm glad to see that this was valuable. Those of you who are watching this live or on the replay, feel free to share what your takeaways are. And of course, questions. If you want to dive in deeper, of course, connect with Dan, and he'd be happy to chat with you and see what would be best for you and in guiding you there. Okay.
Great. Have a good
Building your
night.
wealth. Bye, loves.
Bye, loves.